So off we go then. Thuram making another milestone appearance here. It is game number 400, Jim Beglin.
Well, what a feat, Peter. This really does speak volumes about how much he dedicates himself and keeps himself in top condition for every one of those match days. He's a shining example for anybody with aspirations like that.
And this is Bale. And it's De Jong. Well, no joy this time. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Bale was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And he cuts out the supply. That has been slung wide. And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Julie, loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. O'Shea getting this one clear. Beckham. Dani Olmo.
Yeah, we're actually currently watching a contest of insipid probing. The only way is up, I hope.
And he was quick to react. Well, that pass isn't the best. In towards the back stick. Mohamed Salah! And he thumps it clear. And it's Vitinha. Showing good feet. Has crossed into the middle. Araujo gets it away. Bale.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Israel ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. And that's going right the way across. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Rijkaard. And here's Bale. Bale. And this is Bale.
When it's delivered early.
Big chance! Goal! Israel! And Israel score first. And that was as close to certain as can be.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
Israel have taken the lead.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Stojkovic. Stojkovic! Opts to play it back. Looking for the run. Julie. Julie. Lovely feet. Played in. Maldini is there and he can get that clear. Arsenal have it back and can go again. It's Salah! A real chance and a real let-off.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Now it's Mohamed Salah. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Foot in. Goes down, but nothing given. There's the shot! Now, who's going to be first to this?
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
And this is Hullet. Oh, shooting chance! That is special! Gareth Bale! He's got himself an absolute peach. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, it's a great time for them to keep the momentum going. I don't see any need to change the approach. Keep at it with the same intensity, and soon enough, they'll get another break.
He's got away.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
That's been cut out. Well played. And that signals the end of the first period.
Well, the second goal certainly came as a welcome surprise, Peter. So late and so potentially destructive.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Well, both half-time team talks will undergo change now. One will be solid, the other needs to be pretty inspiring.
Israel sitting pretty here. 2 goals putting them into the driving seat. And here is the first touch of the second half. Beckham making good progress on the right-hand side. Now it's Stojkovic. Now it's Bale. And he's lost his man here. Oh, it's gone in!
That can happen to anyone. It's truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
Israel benefiting from an own goal. Not that you'll hear them complaining. Dani Olmo tries one from range. Great strike, a test for the keeper.
Well, probably not the best way to try and get back into this game, but it could spark something into life.
And it's been taken short. Shoots! And that is a truly outstanding save.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Oh, he's having a go! It is a very good save.
Well, the defence are in a good position to get behind the ball and let them just try from range.
So, third corner of the game. Dani Olmo receives it in a good position here. Looking for options for movement. Bullet. Lovely pass, but can he get there?
That dugout has had some relief at least, but now the harder work starts. They've got to push for more.
And it's Beckham. Arsenal are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Israel couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. O'Shea has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Great vision. It's not an especially good pass, that. De Jong. Caceres cuts out the pass. Dani Olmo. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Bullet aims beyond the defence. It's played through for him. Well-timed, excellent interception. Beckham, nicely weighted ball. Now it's Mohamed Salah.
Such good technique.
And he's managed to get free. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. De Jong. He is through here. O'Shea. Rijkaard. Gullit. Nice interception, well timed. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
It's a promising position. Can he finish? And that is wildly off target.
Arsenal certainly look sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
So we have movement on both benches.
Number 19, Ludovic Jolie. Number 22, Giovanni Albert.
Pepe.
Coming on the
And it's
field,
Shevchenko.
Number 7,
Looking to
Shevchenko.
pass their way up the pitch.
Number 21,
Well read.
Vinicius Junior.
Danger is averted.
Substitution.
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Israel clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Caught offside that time. And that is a little undercooked. Knocks it into space. Nice bit of trickery. And that is expertly dealt with.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
That's a sharp pass. Stojkovic going face-to-face with his great rival. Played out towards the right wing. Oh, that's well spotted. Not the most accurate pass. He's through here. He's in a great position here. He's tries a shot! Oh, good finish! And they are right back within touch! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the...
Impressive jump! It's fallen kindly here!
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it. And I bet you the keeper is very relieved.
Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. That is good alertness. No way through. Tries to play it through. Stojkovic. Dani Olmo.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And that is that. It's a super show all round, both sides doing their best to impose themselves, but one evidently, undeniably better equipped than the other. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Israel definitely impressing me here, especially the way that attack clicked. Whether it was link-up play, running in behind, this has just been a great day at the office.
And with that, it's time for... Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next
Hello,
2 hours,
everybody,
it might
and
not
welcome
feel
to
like that.
today's match.
The stadium is full of
Israel
noise and energy.
against
This
Barcelona.
certainly matters. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Well, we all know who created the concept of total football, but is it fair to say, Jim, that no one embodied it better on the pitch than this man, Ruud Gullit?
That is true, definitely. He has the pace, the power, the technique to play anywhere across the front line, but he also has the intelligence, the vision to play in a more withdrawn playmaking role, or even in defence. He could fill in and cover for any position as required, and he had the intelligence to be able to put it all together.
Goes for a shot! That's a cute ball. Gullit, there's the shot! Off the post! Oh, the ball's run loose here. And here's Stojkovic. And again! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Barcelona have the chance to go the other way. Well read, nice interception. Lovely passing, lovely movement as well. And here's De Jong, and Gullit! And again, he is at his elastic best.
Another cracking save from the keeper, Peter. He's playing a blinder.
Corner number 2 then. Nicely aimed pass. Barcelona are looking to go forward now. And this is Del Piero. It's been a pretty high-octane start, at least from one side's perspective.
Well, they've made all the inroads and their confidence is taking on a growth spurt.
Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off and it wasn't the best decision.
Ibrahimovic. And he's really put himself on the line here. And he shoots! Goal! Barcelona! You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Such immaculate precision.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Brilliantly cut out. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
That has not gone well. Threads one in. Lovely pass, but can he get there? A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Israel clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Very nearly half an hour gone here. Stojkovic can see things others simply cannot.
Gullit really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Nice sequence of passes this. Can he get it through? Oh, well played. Pull it. No, it's Del Piero. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. Well, it was a chance, but meat and drink for the keeper.
Bullet will have to accept some flack for that. Was anyone really expecting it?
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Great vision. And it's De Jong. That's a sharp pass. Pull it.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Barcelona clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
That's been cut out, well played. Rijkaard. This is a promising build-up. Lofted upfield. Not the most accurate pass. Pepe spots it and intercepts. Looking for a runner. Oh, delightful. Bullish header! Harmlessly behind.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
There will be
Looking to
one
pass
minute
their way
at a
up the
time.
pitch. Can he get on the end of this? That's a little off target. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
Just a quick request
Israel
today for
coming
everybody
at
to please
half-time
kindly
on the
remove
wrong
any
end
cars
of a
parked on the
1-0
road
scoreline.
outside the stadium.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about, so an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly. So the action resumes.
Israel really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Del Piero, and the shot! And he's stuck it away! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now.
Yeah, a fantastic run and a fantastic pass to play him in. Both needed to be timed to perfection, and they were.
So that's two now without reply.
There's a certain authoritativeness in everything they do now. If they want to kill off this game, now's the time to get it done.
Probing pass. Nicely worked. Good read, needed to be. O'Shea. Passing is crisp and sharp. Zico. O'Shea. That's really well manoeuvred. Ambitious ball here. Thuram gets across and deals with it. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. That's an imaginative pass. Thuram calmly anticipates. Rijkaard.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
O'Shea.
Well, the way this game is offering less possession, they'll need to have a very good conversion rate.
De Jong. Now that looks a decent ball.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Has to go back here. O'Shea. Seedorf. Good ball over the top. Maldini. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Gullit. Referee has just said play on. That is good alertness. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. That's good pressing, squeezing the... Stojkovic! Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
Stojkovic actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Substitution for Israel.
Israel
10,
have their third
Gullit.
corner.
Number 19, Frenkie de Jong. Coming on the field.
And he's had a shot!
23, Owen.
Same again,
Number
same
24,
outcome.
Israel
Romario.
really have stepped it up
Substitution in
now.
progress.
They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
Now it's Owen. It's a promising position. He came in hard, very hard. Well, they've got it back in a hurry.
That's going in strongly.
And the through ball. Caught offside that time. Now it's Del Piero. Nicely shaped ball. Dink through. And this is Del Piero. Oh, he's burst through.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there.
And Cruyff! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Quality ball. Just about up to 75 minutes. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Rijkaard. No, that's been intercepted.
There's nothing more infuriating for a fan than seeing passing without penetration. They're just stuck in a rut.
And the referee has shown him a yellow card.
Substitution for Israel. Number
The
25.
two coaches are signalling
Stojkovic.
changes here, both at the same
Number
time.
15, O'Shea. Coming on the field, number 14, Johan Cruyff. Number 33, Zai Emery. Substitution.
Israel are making a change. After this, just one opportunity to do so. Davids, Pepe cuts out the pass. And here's Owen.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Araujo promptly onto that, and that is that. Rijkaard. Not much subtlety about that challenge. Tries to pass it through, and he was quick to react. Rijkaard. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he whips it across.
Israel really aren't making anything meaningful of their time on the ball.
Luis Suarez engages and forces him off the ball. Rijkaard. Passing is crisp and sharp. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And this is Owen. And he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Owen! And he hits the net! Drama at the death! Is there time for one more twist? That was a given. It always was.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. It put it on a plate for him.
Israel give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, the mindset has changed. Now they need to find all the courage they can get.
Luis Suarez. And here's Owen. They knocked and knocked, but there is time for no more. Israel were involved in a great game here, unpredictable in so many ways, but in the end they fell just short. Effort unrewarded.
This is a lost
How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Israel absolutely shocking here. Shockingly porous down the middle, which was painfully exploited, and that's left plenty for the manager to think about. A painful reminder of where standards really need to be.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable.
Italia e Israele.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So that's got things underway. Stojkovic reaching 3 figures in terms of his appearances for the club.
Yeah, something that I mentioned to him in person before the match, Peter, although it took some time to register. Pretty much the same with me on my 100th game. I was more focused on winning than anything else.
Roberto Baggio. Rijkaard was in no mood for any of that.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Stojkovic will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Shevchenko. Now it's Roberto Baggio. And this is Shevchenko. Shevchenko was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Zanetti. Great defending, strong and determined. Now it's Bale. Oh, delightful ball. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Nothing much to report on so far. Each side waiting to make their first move. And no, that was never going to make it. And he's managed to get rid. Rijkaard. Roberto Baggio. Xavi Alonso. Oh, good spread. He's picked his way through. Quarter of an hour played. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Figo. Oh, such a clever touch. Figo! It's loose and there's a race for the ball.
The keeper was likely to need his best there, and he found it.
Mateus gets across to intercept that. Mateus conjures time and space where few can. Israel yet to have an attempt on goal. It's a good spell of possession, this. Italy have a free kick. Figo is standing over this one. A real opportunity here from a position of great potential. Figo! Oh, he's pulled off a fine save.
Well, I thought his starting position was good, and that helped the keeper to judge the flight of the ball and deal with it well.
Rocher is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Now this could be a chance.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
And he's taking no chances there. And Hullet! He's keen, determined to have his say.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Chiellini tries to clear. And it's De Jong. Well read, and the danger is averted. Italy have the chance to go the other way. Rijkaard demonstrating his defensive quality there. Italy are a team that take pride in possession.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. They like to be brave with the ball, get on it, have a go, Peter, try something different. They certainly have the players who are very eager to take that on.
Always onto this. He's got away. It's a good-looking delivery.
Well, from experience, I can tell you he'll get a lot of stick for getting that one wrong.
It is a corner. So, third corner of the game.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Great chance! Just not quite happening for him just now. Stojkovic. Koundé is always scanning the pitch for targets. Stojkovic. That's going to go a long way. Taken back almost at once. 0-0, but nevertheless a very decent game. There will be a throw-in. Intercepts the throw, that's well read. Now it's Bale. Stojkovic. Just 5 minutes left until the break. And here's Bale. Roberto Baggio. That's beautifully weighted. Shevchenko! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
It's certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.
Araujo. And it's Stojkovic. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Tries to play it through. Hoisted it. He's rising! He's scored!
I think this is a very welcome time for a goal, Peter. There was a momentary drop-off into defence, and he was just too good a player to miss that. A special talent has given us all a very special memory.
Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
He did so well there, attacking.
And that brings the first half to a close. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. Israel coming in at half-time, leading by 1-0.
I think on the whole the team linked up very well and has been organised. Hence their position. They can afford to be a little braver with the ball, I think. Something they'll be told many times, I'm sure, during the interval.
Israel are in a pretty decent position after 45 minutes. 1-0 to the good. And we are back on the way. Israel leading courtesy of the game's only goal. Alonso. Zanetti. Hullet. Now it's Stojkovic. Now it's Stojkovic. Dink through, and this is Hullet. Hangs one in, and he was alert to it. Baggio makes a dash for it. Good take, and is he in?
Shevchenko really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
O'Shea, that's a lovely, neat pass. Can he get it through? Israel just about have their noses in front. It is the slenderest of leads. And that should get the job done. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
De Jong. Now it's Shevchenko. Knocks it into space. Now it's Hullet. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
They're ahead, but they're not playing as if they are. There seems to be more of an emphasis on protecting their lead than adding to it. It's all gone a little timid.
Well timed, excellent interception. Chiellini. Israel leading then, courtesy of the goal scored late in the first half here. 1-0 the score. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Czech getting this one clear. Now it's De Jong. There's the delivery. Zanetti clears it away. Israel have it back and can go again. Lovely, now then. Figo. That is ended up in no man's land. And it's Stojkovic. Roberto Baggio. Xavi Alonso. And that's another good win of the ball. And that was asking for too much.
Sostituzione per l'Italia. Numero 7, numero 4, Xavi Alonso. Numero 10.
Israel perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution.
Il numero 12, il numero 5, il numero 17.
Israel do have a chance to counter here. McManaman. Nicely spread. Figo. Rijkaard. 75 minutes played. And it's a crossfield ball towards the other flank. Pass somewhat off target. McManaman. And he skips past his man. That's a throw. O'Shea proves too strong, too smart. Plays a sharp little ball here. Chiellini. It's Pedri. Done delicately.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Oh, it's played into the area. Araujo attempts a clearance. Deftly away. They're back in possession and ready to go again.
Italy really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Now it's Pelé.
This is actually quite a courageous move, and I'll add ambitious and adventurous too.
And it's hoisted clear. So that's it. It is all over. Israel have held on. They have doggedly, sometimes frantically, preserved the tightest of leads. Bale picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Well, Peter, I was expecting this game to be put to bed a lot earlier, especially when the opponent struggled to get back into it. They could have shown greater potency.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2
Hello,
hours,
everybody,
it might
and
not feel
welcome
like
to
that.
today's match.
The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So we're very much on the way now. It is that familiar feeling again, old foes, fresh hostilities. Well, there is the formidable figure of Ronald Araujo. He's happy to go shin to shin with anyone.
Yeah, an absolute colossus at the back, and endeared himself to the fans even more by getting on the score sheet. Remember that game in Madrid back in 2022?
Yeah, it doesn't get much bigger, better than those capital Catalan conflicts. 4-0 in the end?
Absolutely, yes.
Diaz is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed having made the run and not get picked out.
Gerrard. Rijkaard. Neymar. And that is a little undercooked. Nicely weighted ball. And he's managed to get free. Always. And the shot! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
This is why he's so highly